A teacher that's there mentally and physically, both for the student.
Yeah, a good teacher help you with your homework, your classwork, and all your work.
When a teacher asks if a student is okay and if they let them set aside for some time when they're having a bad day.
A good teacher is an understanding teacher who can help us through and explain things well.
What difference does a good teacher make? A good teacher, goes through the curriculum twice because I'm actually not all there sometimes. So I think a good teacher would go over the whatever's like, if I need help, she will go over it with me, sit one by one, or even go over it again with the whole class. Yeah. Okay.
Teacher makes is they are able to create a relationship with a student who may feel subsided, and give them a light of hope and understanding.
A good teacher is a teacher who's there for their kids and supports them and helps them with their work, whatever they need. Yeah, that's a good teacher.
A good teacher makes a comfortable classroom for their students.
So I think a good teacher asks students for help when needed, helps students go through work with them, and stuff like that.
I feel like when talking about a good teacher, definitely communicating with students, especially on those bad days, and understanding where they come from, because students also have responsibilities at home, have home lives, and I just feel like those good qualities, and also understanding the workload can sometimes be too much, but really that communication and understanding with students.
I think the difference that a good teacher makes is that it makes students want to come to school, makes the classroom inviting, and makes people excited to learn.
A good teacher makes a student want to participate more in classes, show up to school, and actually make an effort for their education.
Alright, so a difference that a good teacher makes is someone who actively does things for the school. They actively perform good deeds for the school, and they help students. They make sure that the student is well performed and well at its best. And it just gives its everything for the school.
So a good teacher, they care about their job and they actually want to be here, and they help us. They actually care about our education.
A good teacher will make sure that you are accounted for and understand what she's teaching you, while a bad teacher overlooks that and only cares about her aspects of the job.
What makes a good teacher good and bad or whatever, I feel like it's the connection and how deep you are connected to that student, and how comfortable the student can feel towards the teacher. I feel like that can play a part.
Nah, word. So I feel like if the teacher really goes out his way to make sure you're good, and
right.
It's not always just about the schoolwork, and making sure your mental health is good before
mental
the schoolwork,
health,
then that makes you a good teacher. You feel me?
If teachers deep down and care for you for that that much, I feel like that's a
good teacher.
That's a good teacher in mind.
A teacher I see making a difference would be Miss Barreto, because she's there for students and is always there to help out students with their schoolwork, and is always just an ear for somebody to talk to.
Mr. Chen, because he goes to every game, every sport game, basketball, soccer, track, everything, bro. That's why he's the GOAT.
Miss Brazo? When I was having rough days, she would be there for me. She would ask if I was okay.
I see Miss Belden making a difference because she's always reaching out and trying to help students understand better.
Benito Colon! Derek Jones. Hey, Derek Jones has always been a really great teacher to me. He's always getting the class engaged, always giving the class motivation, and I appreciate that. Benito Colon!
A teacher I see that makes a difference is definitely my teacher, Miss Belden, because she always likes to check in on students, or she knows when I'm not having my good days, and I feel like she's just a nice rock to have. And Mr. Todd, definitely, he engages with all his students, and he creates such a home for them and when they feel lost in this school.
Mr. Zodia, he really impacts me, the way he cares about his students.
Miss Sherry Vincent. She just really creates this environment in a classroom that's like nice and comfortable, and she like bounces off the walls a little bit, and it adds energy to a class that's like at the end of the day.
Miss Fallon is a really good teacher, and she really brings to school like a lot of light. She's very positive and helps students when needed.
Mr. Bashar, definitely had to give a shout out to my AP Euro junior year teacher because he's always being involved. He's always trying to gather people and make a community difference, and I just think he makes a real impact in this school.
So a teacher that I personally see making a difference is Miss Brunel because she includes everyone who's interested in performing arts and really pushes people outside of their shell and gives people a spotlight when they don't think that they could be in the spotlight themselves.
I see Miss Weber, and I also see Jules Gillis. She's on the right of me right now, making a big difference in our school.
I see Mr. Ignon as making a difference. He's a well-rounded teacher. He does a lot for the school. He's engaged with the students, and he just makes
Teacher that makes a big difference, or that made a big difference in my education, was Mr. Roach. He cared so much about us learning, and he just wanted us to do good, and he really just wanted to be here, and he loved it. I loved it.
Miss Burnell always checks on every student. She always tries to include herself in activities even outside of her job as well. So that makes her well known and more extroverted, I could say.
The teacher I see making a difference is Miss Pearson, because Miss Pearson, she always making sure everybody's good. She like always goes around. She's so happy all the time, and I feel like that's the energy you want to have around. So when you have that energy around, it just makes the students happier, and it makes the students want to get
Be in school more, attendance, because you know attendance is a big part of school. So if we have good teachers around us, around 24/7, I feel like students will be more welcome to come to school, be more excited to come to school, and ready to learn.